Top 5 Best Ultrawide Monitors in 2020. Number 5. LG 34GN850. About the monitor. In case you want both, a high screen resolution and a 144Hz refresh rate as well as accurate colors and quick response time, the LG 34GN850 is the best ultrawide monitor out there. Image quality. Based on LG's latest Nano IPS panel, the 34GN850 offers a wide color gamut with 98% DCI-P3 coverage, 10-bit color depth, 8-bit and 2-bit FRC, and a 400 nit peak brightness. Moreover, the monitor supports HDR with VESA's Display HDR 400 certification, which we find too weak for a notable HDR viewing experience like that of the G9. Thanks to the wide color gamut and a decent peak brightness though, the image quality is great. Note that in order to get 3440 by 1440 at 144 Hz, you will need a graphics card with DisplayPort 1.4, otherwise, you'll be limited to 120 Hz at 3440 by 1440, with DisplayPort 1.2. What makes this ultrawide gaming monitor different from the rest of 34 inches 3440 by 1440 IPS models is its superior pixel response time speed of 1 millisecond GTG for zero trailing and overshoot in fast-paced games. You can also overclock the monitor up to 160 Hz if you drop the color depth support from 10-bit to 8-bit. Features. Besides the common features such as black stabilizer, crosshair, DAS and FPS or RTS presets, the LG 34GN850 also supports AMD FreeSync, 48 to 144 Hz, with certified G-Sync compatibility. Design and connectivity. The LG 34GN850 has a curvature of 1900 R, height adjusted by up to 110 mm, and its VESA mount compatible, 100 by 100 mm pattern. Connectivity options include DisplayPort 1.4, 2 HDMI 2.0 ports, max 85 Hz at 3440 by 1440, a dual USB 3.0 hub, and a headphones jack. Alternatives. The LG 34GK950F is the previous model of this monitor, but it doesn't have as fast pixel response time. Unless you can find the GK950F at a significantly lower price, we recommend going with the LG 34GN850. In case you play a lot of FPS games, you should definitely invest in the GN850. If you cannot afford the LG 34GK950F or the 34GN850, you can check out the following two monitors. Dell Alienware AW3418DW. Acer Predator X34P. These two models are 34 inches 3440 by 1440 100 Hz, 120 Hz overclocked, gaming monitors with G-Sync, based on an older IPS panel with 100% sRGB gamut. Keep in mind that the prices of these four popular ultrawide monitors are constantly fluctuating. So, if you're not sure with which model to go with, leave us a comment and we'll gladly help you out. The pros. Wide color gamut and HDR 400. Quick response time and 144 Hz. FreeSync 2 and 1 millisecond MBR. Ergonomic design with rich connectivity options. The cons. Low contrast ratio for the optimal HDR picture quality. Coming in number 4. LG 34UC80. About the monitor. If you'd rather have more screen space and sharper details than 144 Hz, the LG 34UC80 is the best IPS model for productivity work and content creation, yet it also delivers a smooth gaming experience thanks to AMD FreeSync up to 75 Hz and its quick response time. Image quality. The LG 34UC80 is based on an IPS panel with 10-bit color depth, 8-bit and FRC, 99% sRGB color gamut, and 3440 by 1440 UWQHD screen resolution. Now, The LG 34UC80 is priced around $550 while the previously mentioned AOC CU34G2X 34 inches 3440 by 1440 144 Hz ultra-wide monitor with a VA panel goes for $450. So, you're probably wondering whether the LG 34UC80 is worth it. Well, unless you really need accurate colors, you should go for the CU34G2X. Even though the LG 34UC80 has a quick response time, the gaming experience on AOC's display will be a lot smoother and more enjoyable due to its 144 Hz refresh rate. Features: the LG 34UC80 supports AMD FreeSync over DisplayPort, but it has a rather narrow dynamic range of 55 to 75 Hz, and some units suffer from FreeSync brightness flickering. It's possible to extend its dynamic range using CRU to around 40 or 48 to 75 Hz, though your mileage may vary depending on the model as each unit of the monitor is at least slightly different. Other features include screen split, on-screen control, picture-in-picture and picture-by-picture, black stabilizer, and pre-optimized picture presets. Design and connectivity. The LG 34UC80 3440 by 1440 monitor has a 1900R screen curvature which further increases the viewing immersion. If you'd rather have a similar but flat screen model, check out the LG 34UM88C. Turning to the connectivity, there are two HDMI 2.0 ports, DisplayPort 1.2, a headphones jack, and a dual USB 3.0 hub. One upstream, two downstream ports, one with fast charging. You can elevate the screen of the monitor up to 120 mm, and VESA mount it via the 100 by 100 mm pattern. The pros: accurate or consistent colors and rich pixel density. Plenty of features including FreeSync up to 75 Hz. Rich connectivity options. Height adjustable stand. The cons: narrow FreeSync range. Expensive. Coming in number 3. LG 34GL750. About the monitor. Want a big 34-inch curved monitor with a 144 Hz refresh rate that's affordable? The LG 34GL750 is the best 144 Hz ultra-wide gaming monitor for the money, but its resolution is only 2560 by 1080. Image quality. As previously mentioned, the 2560 by 1080 resolution on a 34 inches screen results in a mediocre pixel density of 81 ppi, which is okay for gaming, but not perfect for productivity work. However, there are a few reasons why such a low resolution might even be a good thing. First of all, if the LG 34GL750 had a higher resolution and kept the 144 Hz refresh rate, it would be significantly more expensive, basically double its current price. Secondly, 1080p ultrawide is a lot less demanding on your CPU or GPU than 1440p ultrawide, which in turn allows you to actually reach higher frame rates in newer games to really take advantage of the monitor's high refresh rate. Lastly, at this price range, you cannot beat the gameplay immersion the LG 34GL750 provides for fast-paced and competitive titles. You get a high refresh rate and a quick response time, as well as a large curved monitor with vibrant colors. Features. The LG 34GL750 supports AMD FreeSync over DisplayPort, 50 to 144 Hz, and over HDMI, 60 to 144 Hz. It's also certified by NVIDIA as G-Sync compatible, thus ensuring smooth performance with compatible NVIDIA cards. In addition, the monitor offers the 1 millisecond motion blur reduction, MBR, technology. This technology only works at fixed refresh rates, so it cannot be used at the same time as FreeSync. Note that you can use MBR with NVIDIA cards too. Once enabled, the 1 millisecond MBR technology causes backlight strobing, which simulates CRT-like motion clarity with minimal ghosting and motion blur. However, it also causes the screen to be dimmer, so it should be used only when playing fast-paced games. Other gaming features include black stabilizer, DAS, customizable crosshairs, FPS or RTS presets, and software-emulated HDR support. Design and connectivity. The LG 34GL750 is VESA mount compatible, and you can also elevate its screen up to 120 mm. Connectivity options include DisplayPort 1.4, 2 HDMI 2.0 ports, and a headphones jack. Its screen curvature of 3800R is subtle but definitely noticeable and helps with the immersion. Alternatives. The LG 34UC79G is the older model of this monitor. It's not certified as G-Sync compatible and it doesn't support HDR, but it has 2 USB 3.0 ports. The pros: high refresh rate and quick response time, accurate and consistent colors, height adjustable stand, plenty of gaming features including AMD FreeSync and 1 millisecond MBR. The cons: low pixel density but tolerable for entertainment purposes. Coming in number 2. AOC U34G2X. About the monitor. In case you want a big 34 inches ultra-wide monitor with a crisp image quality and plenty of screen space, the AOC U34G2X is the most cost-effective display, as it also offers a high 144Hz refresh rate. Image quality. Based on a VA panel with a superior contrast ratio of 3000 to 1, the AOC U34G2X ultra-wide monitor delivers true blacks with vivid details in the shadows and highlights of the image. The colors aren't quite as accurate and consistent as that of the IPS models, but they are vivid and gorgeous nonetheless. In fact, the monitor has a wide 119% sRGB color gamut volume, so the colors will be more saturated and lifelike. Alternatively, you can use the provided sRGB emulation mode if you want more accurate color representation. Add to that the 3440 by 1440 screen resolution, and you get an incredibly immersive image quality for the price. Now, the specified 4 milliseconds response time speed of the AOC U34G2X is faster than the 5 milliseconds speed of the LG 29WK600 on paper, but in reality, it's a different story. Because VA panel displays have such deep black tones, dark pixels take longer to change into lighter shades. This results in visible smearing of fast-moving objects when dark pixels are involved. Unless you're a hardcore FPS gamer, the amount of smearing will be tolerable. To decrease the amount of perceptible ghosting, you can use the MBR, motion blur reduction, technology, which via backlight strobing makes motion blur less visible. Features. Moving on, the AOC U34G2X supports AMD FreeSync with a 48 to 144 Hz VRR range. However, some units of the monitor will have brightness flickering when FreeSync is enabled. The brightness flickering is mostly noticeable if your FPS rate fluctuates a lot and when it dips around 48 FPS and triggers LFC. This mostly occurs in in-game menus and loading screens. Not all units have this issue, and since this is a new monitor, a driver update by NVIDIA or AMD or AOC will most likely address the brightness flickering issue. If you do get a faulty unit, you can try decreasing the FreeSync range via crew. You can simply disable FreeSync in games where flickering occurs often or use MBR instead for smoother motion clarity. Note that MBR and FreeSync cannot be active at the same time. Other features include software-emulated HDR support, PIP or PBP support, shadow control, improves visibility in darker games, game color, quick color saturation adjustments, pre-calibrated picture presets, and customizable crosshair overlays. Design and connectivity. The stand of the monitor is sturdy and offers versatile ergonomics, including up to 130 mm height adjustment and 100 by 100 mm VESA mount compatibility. Connectivity options include 2 HDMI 2.0 ports, 2 DisplayPort 1.4 inputs, a headphones jack, and a quad USB 3.0 hub. Note that HDMI 2.0 is limited to 100 Hz at 3440 by 1440. Alternatives. If you'd like a cheaper 3440 by 1440 ultra-wide monitor with a VA panel, check out the Samsung S34J55W, with 75 Hz, and the MSI MAG341CQ, with 100 Hz. Do you have a gaming laptop with USB-C that supports DP Alt mode and power delivery? Consider the Philips 346B1C, which features a USB-C port with DisplayPort 1.2 alternate mode and power delivery up to 90 Watt. It has a 100 Hz refresh rate, 3440 by 1440 resolution, and wide color gamut. The pros: immersive image quality with high pixel density, contrast, and wide color gamut. Plenty of gaming features including FreeSync and MBR. Ergonomic stand and rich connectivity options. The cons: minor ghosting in fast-paced games, mainly in darker scenes. Some units of the monitor have flickering issues with FreeSync enabled. Coming in number 1. LG 29WK600. About the monitor. If you're looking for a new ultra-wide monitor, we highly recommend you save up at least for the LG 29WK600, as it offers extraordinary value for the money. Image quality. The LG 29WK600 features an IPS panel with 99% sRGB gamut, ensuring accurate, consistent, and vibrant color reproduction fit for entry-level designers and photographers. Further, its 2560 by 1080 resolution provides plenty of screen real estate and vivid details thanks to the solid pixel density of 96 ppi, pixels per inch. Other panel-related specs include a 1000:1 static contrast ratio, a 300 nit peak brightness, and wide 178 degrees viewing angles, all of which are standard for an IPS display at this price range. The monitor also supports HDR, high dynamic range, but only via software emulation, as it lacks proper color gamut, brightness, and contrast for a notable improvement of the picture for HDR content. Basically, enabling HDR for compatible content will just make the picture washed out, but in rare cases, it may look slightly better. Since this type of HDR support doesn't really increase the monitor's price, it can be ignored. Features. Thanks to the AMD FreeSync Variable Refresh Rate (VRR) technology, you'll be able to enjoy a gaming experience without any screen tearing and stuttering or added input lag if you have a compatible graphics card by AMD or NVIDIA, GTX 10 series or newer. The VRR range of the LG 29WK600 is 40 to 75 Hz FPS, frames per second. So, as long as your FPS rate is within it, smooth performance in video games is guaranteed. Other useful features include on-screen control, for adjusting OSD settings in a desktop app, screen split, partitions the desktop into different layouts for easier multitasking, black stabilizer, improves visibility in darker games, dynamic action sync, minimizes input lag, custom crosshairs, and picture presets, FPS, RTS, etc. Lastly, the monitor has a 5 milliseconds response time speed, which is more than quick enough to eliminate prominent trailing of fast-moving objects in video games at 75 Hz on IPS panels. Design and connectivity. The LG 29WK600 design is tilt-only, but it's VESA mount compatible, 100 by 100 mm. Connectivity options include 2 HDMI 2.0 ports, DisplayPort 1.2, a headphones jack. Note that the monitor is 2.9 in diagonal, but since it's wider than a regular 16:9 widescreen monitor, it's as tall as a 23 inches 16:9 display. This might look a bit awkward at first, especially if you are used to bigger monitors, but you'll quickly get used to and fall in love with the ultra-wide ratio and all the extra horizontal space. The pros. Good value for the price. Decent pixel density. Vibrant colors and wide viewing angles. Plenty of features including FreeSync. The cons. Tilt-only design.